Welcome to the project. Tonight, it's slow, like really slow, but it's bringing entire countries to a complete standstill. It's the new global obsession with watching animals, well, just being animals.
Hells yeah. She's lifting the lid on Hollywood and the 90s rock scene as well. Actor and Gen X icon Ione Skye joins us to tell all on the secret lives of the world's most famous stars.
The rogue sausage dog that's been on the run for 500 days. But the net is closing in. But is Valerie slippery enough to get away from reuniting with her owners?
We'll tell you. Plus, they're about to tour Australia with Oasis. Brizzy indie stars ballpark music, rocking up live at the desk.
Very excited about that. We are live from the lands of the Kulin Nation. Susie Yusuf is here. And more importantly, back on the desk on a Friday, Georgie Tully.
I've missed you, my crew.
Never
my gosh.
I would never
much.
normally say this, but how dare you go and travel the world with your fiancé?
Yep, I know.
But I'm glad you had a good time.
I thought you were going to say, without me?
And without
this
me,
one
but also
time
with
I'll
him.
allow it.
But I'm very excited to see the results when Amazing Race hits our screens later this year.
I know. I'm excited, terrified, and all of the above.
And she was there.
And never leave us again.
I shan't.
Thank you.
We have to get into today's top stories now, and we are starting with a distressing story tonight. A horrific kidnapping in Sydney has shocked even the state's most experienced police officers. A body believed to be a mother of two abducted from her Bankstown home last night has been found inside a burnt-out car. The woman's two sons witnessed the kidnapping. The youngest, just 8, is in an induced coma after being attacked with a baseball bat.
This crime is horrendous. The level of violence is unheard of, but I want to reassure the community that we strongly believe that this is a targeted incident.
It's absolutely horrific. In other news, Queensland Health has reportedly visited every single Monash IVF clinic in the state after an embryo mix-up saw a Brisbane patient give birth to another woman's baby. The mistake was discovered in February. The company says human error was to blame. Monash IVF has also reportedly refused to reveal whether the staffer allegedly behind the mix-up has left the clinic. Aussies are lying in a bid to get cheaper car insurance. New research has found 31% has admitted to fibbing about where they park overnight to reduce premiums. 25% deliberately underestimates their annual mileage. About 17% lies about how they use the vehicle. Some motorists are even turning to AI to back up fake damage claims. And this may be hard to believe, you tell me, but Piers Morgan has been crowned the UK's sexiest male celebrity.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong there.
Climbing from 40th last year, he's now bumped Top Gear's Jeremy Clarkson from top spot, a position he held for 2 years. Piers claims it proves, quote, British women are the smartest and the most likely to appreciate genuinely magnetic sex appeal. Even the people who ran the poll say they were surprised by his meteoric rise.
Yeah, and they are surprised, especially because it sounds like it was the Piers Morgan fan club that ran this poll.
You're right.
How the actual hell?
Yes.
I would just like to say a few names for you.
Go.
If that would be all right.
Go,
Names
yep.
like, I don't know, Idris Elba.
Yes, please.
Tom
say
Holland.
it.
One.
I'll say
Hardy.
Shruti Gatwa.
Yeah.
I'll say David Tennant. I'll say
Harry
Matt
Styles.
Smith. Yes, they're all Doctors Who. It doesn't matter. They're also hot.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Daniel Craig. I'm also going to say Colin Firth.
Harry Styles.
Okay.
Hugh Grant.
Yep.
You know, James McAvoy. The list goes on.
A rat with a party hat. Still better.
Big Ben.
Parrot with a moustache.
A dropped pie.
These are just all thoughts that we've had
They're
today,
just thoughts and
unrelated.
feelings.
At
They're
least
thoughts and
top 5,
feelings.
surely.
Yeah.
Happy Good Friday, everybody. I know we're here, we're working, but for the election campaign, pause. The Prime Minister, however, did head out, went to the park and took his little dog too, Toto, where they had a great time and he was able to just mingle with the common person, just get one-on-one with voters and unleash some cracking anecdotes.
What school are you at? Just near here? Yeah,
it's nice and
my
close.
boy played he played AFL for the New Dad Swans and they had a team in his division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What are you meant to do as the PM? It's like, yeah, took me dog to the park, and the dog like Toto likes the park. She loves it, likes running. Running around in the park.
You've been practicing that.
I was
Yeah.
quite happy with it.
It's very, very good.
I call
That's
it
the thing.
elbow adjacent,
Yes.
whatever it is. I don't know who that guy is.
On an election campaign, when everyone's on the hustings, you just know small talk. This is where you need Olympic level skill of small talk to come
So
in.
here's the question. If he's down at the park,
Yeah.
just, on a day off, if Toto poos, are we not seeing the Prime Minister pick up... He'd have to pick up the poo,
He
right?
has to.
He's got. So if I'm out,
It's
I'm
quicker
out
story
at
if
a
he
park, am I
doesn't.
going to see the leader of our nation picking up poo with his hands?
Yeah, but imagine if he didn't. Then you'd be like,
Imagine if
that
he
would
didn't.
lose the election.
Scandalous.
Yes.
It's like Piers Morgan coming first in a second.
Now, Oasis fans,
That's me.
this is the moment that you've been waiting for.
This week on The Project, are you the ultimate Oasis fan? Before they land in Australia for their stadium tour, we're giving you and a friend the chance to see the Gallagher brothers in London or Manchester. All you have to do is watch The Project, grab the code word and enter at 10play.com.au/win.
That's so good.
Am I doing the code word now? Do I say code word?
you've got to do it now.
Do I say code word?
Code word.
Here is code word. It's actually a number!
Don't get
Oh,
fooled.
tonight's code word is 2009. So head to the website, put in the code word. And I should point out that every new code word or number is a chance to win. So just because you've entered with another code word previously
Multiple entries.
doesn't kick you off. So enter as many times as you like with every new code word. Good luck.
Get on it. OK, we've got to take a break, but we'll be right back. 2000.
Coming up, 90s it girl Ione Skye joins us to spill the tea on life, love, Hollywood and rock stars. Plus,
Please don't move to Melbourne. Please don't leave. Standing here in the hot, hot sun.
set to support Oasis on their Aussie tour, Brisbane band Ballpark Music join us live at the desk.
Welcome back. You're watching The Project.
Oh, look, not every politician is taking today off. Clive Palmer was trumpeting at a press conference today where he revealed some shocking new statistics that are most definitely true and do not need to be questioned or fact-checked.
Nearly a third of Australians will be dead by the time they're 65.
Okay, so just going to question and fact-check. Clive, how old are you again?
I'm 71, I'm past it, I really can't stand for Parliament.
Yeah. If only we were that lucky. Now, you don't become a billionaire by taking days off, and so Palmer was working. He loves doing a bit of Trump stuff. Funny nicknames for his opponents, Albo and Dutton, and boy, has he got some singers.
So we look at Tweedledum and Tweedledee, Dumb and Dumber, B1 and B2, whatever you want to call them, the talking heads. And every interview you go to as a press to interview these people, they're very boring.
Idiot. Nice try, mate. Nice try. Boring. Who are you calling boring?
So,
Had a team in his division.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Great story, B1.
it gets funnier
Tell
the more
it
you
again.
watch it. Now, it's a mystery that's been building for more than 500
Oh.
days. The case of a runaway mini dash hound, Valerie. Now, lost on South Australia's Kangaroo Island, her desperate owners have never stopped looking, and the net is closing in on the furry fugitive.
Missing since late 2023, Valerie escaped her pen while holidaying with owners Georgia and Josh on Kangaroo Island.
Spent 5 days the rest of our trip looking for her, but without any luck.
The pair were forced to return home to New South Wales without her, terrified about how their little 4-kilo pocket pup would survive the wilderness.
We kept getting more and more sightings of her, but any time any human or vehicle would go near her, she would freak out and obviously run away.
A local rescue group stepped in to help with the search, using a cage filled with food, Val's toys and bed to try and tempt her out of hiding.
It really tugs on the heartstrings, that's for sure.
She's captured hearts right around the world.
Australia's most elusive pet.
Her desperate owners remain hopeful they'll be reunited.
As the months wore on, hope only led to more frustration.
One of the things that makes this whole situation really difficult is when we're putting food out in the traps, we're also competing with hundreds of wildlife.
But now, a year and a half on, a breakthrough. Webcam footage capturing Valerie tucking into the snack box left out for her.
Well, there's fresh hope this morning for the owners of Valerie.
Fantastic news off the bat. We have seen her. She's looking really healthy. And from here on forward, it's just little steps, and we'll continue to work away to get her more comfortable.
So, could this slippery little sausage dog's life on the lam be coming to an end?
Well, joining us now is one of Valerie's owners, Georgia Gardner. Georgia, this has been such a long journey for you. What's the last year and a half been like?
Oh, it's been a roller coaster of emotions, that's for sure. From going on holiday and being excited for our holiday to then having our dog go missing and then kind of dealing with the stages of grief of having her missing, and then now to have her sighted and then almost found and looking very optimistic to coming home. It's been a wild ride, that's for sure.
So we have seen this footage that Val has been poking around one of the cages that they set up for her. Now, I'm no expert, and maybe you can answer this for me. Why don't they just run in and grab her when she's near the cage?
It's a very complex case, you know, she's quite small. To just think that it's easier setting a dog trap. Well, dogs range in sizes. She's about 4 kilos and the size of a 1 litre water bottle. So all of the things that you would usually use to, you know, catch a bigger dog like a Kelpie or a Labrador just aren't going to work in this circumstance. Also, they think a lot about her transition and her behaviour and how she's going to going from being in the wild for a year and a half to coming back into our house. And they've been very, very successful with everything that they've been doing, and seeing her demeanour change and seeing her getting very comfortable with the trap and spending lots of time there.
Georgia, I can't imagine how emotional this would be because it's such an ongoing saga for you. Do you know how on earth this tiny little pup Valerie has survived out there for so long? And is there any small part of you that's like a little bit proud?
Yeah, definitely proud of little Val, especially because when she did live with us, she didn't even like to spend the night out in the yard, let alone over 500 days. Being so small also, although it could be a disadvantage, it's also an advantage. She wouldn't need much food to survive on or much water, likely off roadkill or dam water or different things.
How do you think she's going to go assimilating back into domestic life? What sort of treats have you got in store for her?
I would just love to absolutely give her the biggest hug and the biggest pat and a few treats. You know, she did grow up quite domesticated and quite attached to me. So it'll be interesting to see how she turns out when she does see and smell me in real life.
Well, it's been 2 years already, but have you been given any indication of when Valerie might be returned to you?
I'm not quite sure at this stage. It's almost how long's a piece of string.
That piece of string
we don't want to rush things.
with a box, and then you pull the string.
Oh, well, I'm sure that if you have a great insight into catching wild dachshunds, then you're welcome to go on your own accord and help out Kangala on the island. But we're not sure at this stage. Look, patience is key. We're not trying to rush anything. You know, when we do trap her in the trap, we want it to be one time successful and not have any problems.
Hey, Georgia, are you thinking that if you are reunited with Val, you might just give her a little telling off, just a little one, be like, don't ever do that again?
I definitely lay awake some nights thinking about our reunite, and I think, like, just if dogs could talk, I just want to look at her and be like, where have you been?
She'll be like, Mum, the things I have seen.
Oh, I can't wait for that conversation.
Well,
Georgia,
seriously, good luck getting reunited too.
Yes.
I do mean that.
Georgia, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, get up.
When your dog's been living in the bush and it comes home, how do you say don't go on the couch anymore?
That's right.
When it's been living in dirt. You're watching The Project. We'll be back after this. Get excited, fans of reality TV. There is a new smash hit taking over the airwaves. It's the hottest thing you've ever seen. It's set in Sweden. No one's wearing clothes. And there's more moose knuckle than you could poke a stick at.
Whoa.
The only rule is there are no rules. And hopefully you're not already spoiling this by looking over my shoulder and seeing I'm just talking about sexy, sexy, real life moose.
It's slow. It's Swedish. It's the Great Moose Migration, a 24-hour live stream of the Angerman River, 300 kilometres from Stockholm, watching the herd make its way to summer grazing pastures. And the people love it.
I make sure I have coffee, I have snacks, sleep. Forget it, I don't sleep.
Ulla is part of an 80,000-member Facebook group devoted to the migration, filled with clips, discussion and even pets who can't get enough of the action.
The slow TV concept and the meditative feeling of the program is actually what people like, because everyone is so stressed today with the social media and the way we produce everything we do in our life, and this is the total opposite of that.
The faster the world gets, the more popular slow TV becomes. Zoos and conservation parks capitalising on the trend, with cameras trained on rhinos, elephants, penguins and big cats. Some are interactive, like the Netherlands fish doorbell, where viewers push a virtual button alerting authorities to open a sluice gate for breeding fish to pass through.
It's true, there is a wholesome live stream of Dutch fish waiting at a gate and you could be watching it right now.
And let's not forget Fat Bear Week, where Alaskan grizzlies gorge on salmon to beef up for the tough winter ahead.
In the bear world, fat exemplifies success.
Back home, we're on board too. Thousands tuning in each spring to watch Melbourne's peregrine falcons raise their chicks.
It has some roots in reality television, of course, but unlike reality television, it's less staged, so it feels a lot more authentic. And I think its appeal to something natural and authentic taking place, which we can witness in real time, is very powerful.
I was late to school because I saw moose. And my teacher was like, what? You saw moose in the city? And I was like, no, it's on the TV. So we put up the Great Moose Migration on the big screen in my classroom and started watching it every day.
So in a world of 6-second videos and endless scrolling, could the future of entertainment be something slower, meditative and calming?
Yes, it can.
Okay, so I brought this up today. I was like, what about Moose Cam? And everyone's like, you're joking, ridiculous Moose Cam. And then we put the footage online.
Yeah.
And we all lost our tiny minds.
Yes.
Can we get Moose Cam up
Let's
right
get
now?
it up, because this is now, warning, you're going to become addicted to this. This may look like an empty stream, but at any moment, a moose could appear.
This is live in Sweden.
Yep.
A novelty chef might walk past throwing cutlery going, bloop, bloop. We could see ABBA. We don't know how much IKEA furniture will be put together. But remember, like, even when we were in the meeting this afternoon and a moose walked through frame.
Yes. We lost our minds.
Everything
we
stopped.
actually did. Like, there was a delay in productivity because we were trying to spot the moose.
And imagine when this trend of slow TV gets a camera fixed on like a sloth migration.
Oh, no.
And you have slow
gonna be the
on
greatest.
slow, baby.
Yeah.
Bring it.
But this
God, I'm horny. I'm so horny.
It just makes so much sense because
it
of
does
all the
make sense.
Not that.
That makes
not
so
that.
much sense.
No,
No,
because
no.
of all the chaos of the world, it's just this lovely, wholesome moment. And I think the fact that it is animals as well
It's beautiful.
just adds that little extra bit too. It's not always
Still
people
horny.
that you have
So
to be looking
you can
at.
try to douse it all you want. I'm still horny. I'm going to watch some moose. We'll be back after this. Just making sure you're still here. This is the
I'm here.
project.
Now to more of today's top stories. And the Easter break has made it an easier day on the hustings for Anthony Albanese. The PM spent this morning with his dog Toto, taking a strategic walk through the once blue ribbon Liberal seat of Bennelong with incumbent Labor MP Jerome Laxdale.
I've been a bit of a quieter day today, so
You go to the game?
no, but I'll watch on TV.
Don't, the Rabbitohs aren't doing well.
Don't.
Meanwhile, as volunteers washed graffiti off Peter Dutton's Brisbane electorate office, he was in Sydney. Mr Dutton joined former PM Scott Morrison at a Good Friday church service before attending the Sikh Games. But the Liberal leader made no mention of the latest YouGov poll that actually has the coalition slumping to a historic low.
I just want to say to every Australian today, happy Easter, and I hope it's a time where you're able to celebrate and to spend time with family and friends together.
Well, political journalist Latika Bourke has been watching the thrilling events of today unfold. Latika, campaigning on Good Friday, I mean, can leaders actually can this make an impact on anything today?
Yeah, I guess they could pray.
Very good. Do you think that anything, that praying, will people remember that and then they'll take that forward with them to the booth?
I think it is a day where politicians get to relax a bit and show that softer side. You know, Albanese, for example, has not had Toto out on the campaign trail. I've been following him for the last 3 weeks very closely, and he's really missed Toto. So I know he was really excited to get to see her and show her off. And Peter Dutton, I think, was very strategic in what he did too. He went to a church, he's targeting suburban seats, he's targeting migrant communities. So he wanted to send a very clear signal today that migrant voters should be voting for the coalition. And I think Anthony Albanese, he's in front. He knows he can have a bit more of a chill and relax and look like he's a guy who's in control of a good outcome, potentially for Labor on May 3.
Yeah, you raise a good point. Dutton, it feels his momentum is melting more than an Easter egg in the hot sun. Is there anything he could do to claw back anything at this point?
Look, I think it's very difficult for him. There is a point in election campaigns where voters start to stop listening to you if they don't feel that you have anything on offer. Peter Dutton's done very well to set up all the flaws of the Albanese government, and there are many, but what he has not done is really go to voters and say, I've got something that will make your life better, and it's worth you tossing out this government that you only voted in 3 years ago. And so he has really either in the next 2 weeks got to pull 10 rabbits out of his hat, and I don't think he even has one, let's face it, or Anthony Albanese needs to make a really, really big mistake. That's still possible. So you never say that an outcome is for certain. But I think if we were betting, I would at this point in time say a Labor either minority, or I think it's very probable they could hold on to majority.
Wow, 10 rabbits, that's a big hat. Latika, have you got any inside word on what the feeling is inside the coalition right now, and for that matter, the feeling inside the Labor Party?
Yeah, Labor's confident, but they do not take anything for granted. There's a lot of them who worked on the Bill Shorten campaign in 2019. They went to preparation for government meetings on the day of the election, and of course they lost it. So a lot of them are thinking, look, we're in a good position. We're certainly wanting to be our side rather than the other side, but we remember how badly this can go if you take your foot off the pedal. On the coalition side, it's really interesting because a lot of people that you normally talk to throughout the year who are very chatty go a bit quieter. They also don't tell you as much. And then sometimes they'll accuse you of things like, oh, you're in the bubble, or you don't really know what's going on outside in the suburbs. So you do start to see some of those creeping siege mentalities into some quarters of the coalition. There's no one in the coalition, for example, that I meet who says we're on track to win majority government. No one would say that to you. Whereas a couple of months ago, they were daring to dream that that might be a possibility.
Latika, thank you for being in our bubble. We appreciate it.
Now, if I was to describe the election as a football match, we'd currently be in like the premiership quarter, right? And according to the latest polls, Labor has kicked out in front with the wind in their back. But if recent elections have taught us anything, is that the polling doesn't always tell the full story. So today, to try and spark the comeback, the Shadow Assistant Minister for Damage Control held a press conference. Here is that exclusive footage.
2 weeks to go and Labor is leading the two-party preferred vote 53 to 47. Are you nervous?
Not at all. No, that's 6 points the difference. In AFL terms, that's one goal. And the Liberal Party has one goal, and that is to win the election. In terms of Quidditch, that would be 10 points, so we'd actually be ahead when we achieve our goal. Not that I'd like to align us with any Harry Potter characters, because there's no resemblance whatsoever between Mr Dutton. Look, next question, please.
We brought forward the Social Housing Accelerator.
It is Labor's best poll in 18 months.
What is this obsession with polls? The only polls that we should be worried about as Australians is the Polish in the Eurovision competition, because they are looking very strong. But go Australia, we can do it.
Albanese is up 10% on Dutton for preferred PM.
Yeah, up 10% like my last grocery bill. And what do we want? A PM that we'd prefer, or a Tim Tam after dinner? They're the big questions.
If the election was held today, the coalition would have its worst result since 1944.
If the election was held today, it's a public holiday, and where would the democracy sausages come from? Shops are closed, people. Come on.
how far can halving the petrol tax take you?
The Liberal Party this week launched an ad that was fully generated by AI.
Thank you.
I hadn't finished. Do you worry that this looks like you couldn't find real people to appear in your ads?
That ad simply aligns with our values. All AI-generated actors are non-union.
Dutton's overall net satisfaction did go up 5% in the last week.
Thank you for highlighting that.
Yeah, once again, hadn't finished. He is now on minus 10%.
In golf, minus 10 is excellent. If it was a par 4, we could do it in 2. That's an albatross, so Dutton is Australia's albatross. Don't print that.
With a little over 2 weeks to go, are there any surprises the campaign has in store?
What? No. Why? What have you heard? I need a Tim Tam.
It's not important right now.
Gosh, she's only talking sense, isn't she?
Mate, she knows her stuff.
Yeah,
she knows her
she
stuff.
really
If she
does.
doesn't, she'll blag her way through it like the rest of us. All right, the hottest gig in music is getting closer and closer, and now big announcement that an Aussie band is set to hit the road with Oasis, and it's these guys.
In 2008, 5 Brizzy students were thrown together for a uni assignment and ballpark music was born. 8 studio albums later, the band has cemented themselves as Aussie indie rock favourites. Now they're joining the most anticipated tour of the year, supporting UK legends Oasis on their Australian leg.
We're all very excited. Please welcome Sam and Dean from Ballpark. So let's start with the Oasis news. Is this the biggest secret you've had to keep, and for how long have you been keeping it?
It is a big secret. Maybe there's other bigger secrets that might have to remain secrets.
Oh!
But yes, it was big, and it was agonising keeping it.
But nice that it's out in the open now, I'm sure.
Yeah, we could finally believe it's true, yeah.
Now I'm like, what is bigger? What is the biggest secret that you have?
Maybe a personal secret, yeah, not a career secret, I don't know.
Oh, OK. This sounds like you've killed someone, if I'm being honest.
What have you done to the moose cam moose?
It is massive news, though. It is so exciting. I did see that you posted today this, so take a look. So this post revealing that Liam Gallagher himself is claiming that he picked you for the tour, which is huge. Did you know he was a fan?
No, we weren't sure exactly how it came together, but yeah, seeing those tweets, or X's, whatever you call them now, like last night, yeah, that was like unbelievable. Yeah, like it, I couldn't believe it when I saw it. It's like, wow, they really heard a song and maybe made a choice. Yeah. Like, how...
I found it by searching our name in X, which is kind of dangerous.
Yeah. But I was doing that, by how often?
Every 2
once
or 3
a day.
minutes.
But it's risky, but I was feeling confident. And the comment I found said, "Who the hell is Ballpark Music?"
Oh.
And then the next comment by the same person said, "At Liam, who chose these guys for support?" And then he came in with the goods and
like,
backed us up.
me.
So yeah.
Well, have you actually heard from Noel or Liam?
No,
yet?
not at all. Yeah, and maybe we won't. But
yeah, we have no expectations.
But at the very least, they like our music, and it's a privilege to be
that
asked.
could happen though? Like you're going on tour with them. Is there a realistic? Like, could you actually not meet them? Is that a reality where it's like you're just touring with them and you're kind of like ships in the night?
Well, we're very polite people. We're just bracing for whatever, Like, if they want to go hard and stay out all night, we will do that. If they don't want to see it at all, we'll just mind our own business.
It's just nice to get invited to the party. That's fine. Now, enough about Oasis. I want to talk about you. You're doing so well at the moment. Like Love debuted at #1 on the ARIA chart, which is fantastic. Congratulations for that. How was it for you? I saw some lovely videos that you posted when you heard the news, but must be a lovely surprise when you put an album out for it to be received so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been so many years, and we've had, I think...
Let me guess, you were on X again. And
I was on X, yeah. No, we've had 2 number 2s and a number 3, and this is our 8th album, and I was thinking that's never going to happen for us. So when we found out the news, it was a bit like, beg your pardon? Like, what do you mean? We actually made it to number 1? So, yeah, it's really special, you know. We don't top too many polls or win too many things. Number 2 is a really perfect spot for ballpark music to sit. So feel a bit out of place at number 1, but enjoying it while we're up.
It's well deserved. It's a brilliant album.
Yeah.
So
thank
great.
you.
As someone from Brisbane who has moved to Melbourne...
What? Never heard that before.
Yeah, sorry. One of my favourite songs of yours is Please Don't Move to Melbourne. Now, you're going on your own big tour before Oasis, all of this, but have you... What is it like to play that in front of a Melbourne crowd? Have you done that yet? Does everyone get into it? Like, what's the reaction?
Well, we just did it for the first time last weekend.
Yeah.
We haven't got to do it as like a full band yet, which we're really looking forward to, but we did like a little promotional tour last weekend and just did an acoustic sort of performance and did it. And I felt like they were pretty receptive, you know, like people keep thinking it's a attack on Melbourne song, but
no, it's
more of a
heartbreak.
Brisbane inferiority complex song.
I just like the idea of a Melbourne audience singing along to Please Don't Move to Melbourne.
Yeah, out of any city, Melbourne are legendarians, sledgehammers, legends. Like, if it was about Sydney or Coffs Harbour or anywhere else, not to single them out, but exactly what you did. My dad used to live in Coffs Harbour, so it's just at the forefront of my mind always. But yeah,
is it right that you met doing a uni assignment? And is that the greatest outcome of any uni assignment ever?
Yes.
Is there any more examples? Yeah. I don't know.
What grade did you get for the assignment?
I don't know. I think it's true. We did meet at uni. We were studying music together, and you know, thankfully for us, the music stuff started getting so busy that we, you know, I felt like we barely attended by the end, and the uni was like encouraging us, like, go, it's really happening for you. Like, oh.
You may or may not meet Oasis. We don't know. Well, congratulations on the new album, Like Love. It's available now. It's fantastic, and tickets are available to the tour. You can find it on our website or wherever you go looking for tickets. Please thank Ballpark Music. Oh, there's not a name in Hollywood who doesn't get a mention in our next guest's racy new memoir. Be warned, reading will leave you all hot and bothered. She was one of the it girls of the 90s.
Thank you very much.
Scoring her big break as the drop-dead gorgeous Diane in Say Anything, featuring one of the most iconic movie moments of all time.
In your eyes, the light, the heat.
The British-born starlet Ione Skye, irresistible on screen. And as it turns out, off screen too.
If I had as much confidence in my pursuit to get somebody in bed as I did in my career, I would have been a Reese Witherspoon or something.
Now Skye is bearing all in a juicy new memoir, detailing dalliances with A-listers from co-star John Cusack.
We had so much chemistry and our characters were so great. Are we that great?
To Keanu Reeves.
He was so sweet. And the way he rejected me was so sweet.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers' Anthony Kiedis.
I wish I had waited 10 years and then just maybe just been friends.
And Beastie Boys rapper Adam Horovitz, who she married but cheated on as she explored her bisexuality behind his back.
I was just too young to be in a serious, a real marriage.
Madonna, Gwyneth Paltrow and Robert Downey Jr. also getting a mention in her memoir, Say Everything, and she is doing exactly that.
Oh, here to spill the tea, would you please welcome the gorgeous Ione Skye? Ione, what a life.
Yeah.
What a life. I feel that the book needs to be made into a movie immediately.
Yes.
What did you decide, or how did you decide what to put in and what to leave out?
Well, I wrote a lot, and at the end of the day, I took out stuff that would be too brutal for people and stuff that just didn't help the arc of the story, because at the end of the day, it is kind of a book, and you want to have this kind of like a real book, and stuff just was so amazing, but some just doesn't fit in the story.
So when you're looking back at some of the stuff, you know, talking about when you're with Anthony Kiedis, for example, like that's happening when you're 16. So when you're reflecting on that, how do you feel about it now, looking at it through a lens from where you are as opposed to where you were?
Yeah, I mean, I feel sad. I do feel sad for myself going. It was quite stressful. That was a sort of older scene, that Chili Pepper scene. And I do feel like sad for the kid. My kids, one of them is almost the age I was when I was dating him. So that was like a bit rough. And editing the book, I would rush through certain parts and I would realize, oh, that's because those were the parts that are kind of like hard to relive. Whereas some parts were like gorgeous to relive when I was going through the book, yeah.
I mean, there's so much that happens and it's an incredible read. You talk about your marriage to Beastie Boys' Adam Horowitz and that was a time where there was experimentation outside of the marriage, which is incredibly honest and revealing of you to do. When you think about that period, is there something inside you that thinks about what his reaction might be reading it?
Well, luckily at the time, he sort of knew. I was sort of experimenting with being bisexual and just being sort of a young person who probably should have been with him for 2 years and then let's just start dating people and be young. But I wanted to be married and also experiment at the same time because I just loved him. I loved being married. But he sort of knew, so I didn't feel that bad. It wasn't going to be a surprise for him because at the time he was like, hang on. You want to go out a lot. You're doing this whole thing. Why don't you do that? And I was like, please, please, let's just try and stay married. So it won't be a surprise to him.
But what about everyone's favourite DJ dad bod, your current hubby, Ben Lee? What about some of the stories? Like, was there anything like you'd finish a chapter and then go, I should have a chat. There's just something I need to let you know, or was it all open conversations that you'd had before?
Yeah, he sort of knew. He's like, you know, my romantic partner, but also a best friend and like a therapist. So after all these years, and we had a lot of mutual friends. So he sort of knew everything. So I think the only part was it took me a while to let go of the grieving of losing my first husband as a friend. And he was very patient. And he loves a strong woman. He's proud of my life. He's happy to see how I've grown. He's kind of just so incredible that way.
We've only just met, and so this is a very bold thing to say, but can I just say that when we mention Ben Lee, your face completely lights up. And to see that sort of love after hearing the stories of romances gone, you know, awry at times, it must be incredible to have that connection.
Oh, it's so good. After my first marriage failed, or not failed, but ended, I just thought I had this great Aunt Evelyn who found her biggest love at like 60 or 65. And so I thought, okay, maybe that'll be me. I had hope. I was like, I'll be an older woman and I'll find my love. And I found him sooner than that. But I had that sort of hopeful thing, like you can find someone after you lose someone in your life. And so I'm just lucky to have had that.
Do you go to dinner parties and you know where everyone else is sharing things that they've done, what's happened that week, their life, etc., blah, 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 and someone's telling their best story. This is my best story. Everyone be impressed. Are you just like...
Yeah, I mean, now I can. I mean, some of the people I knew had great stories, but still, like, I never got over anytime I was ever hanging out with Madonna or Mick Jagger. Like, every time, just like, I'm in front of Mick Jagger. This is Mick Jagger. This is Madonna. Like, these things just, I don't think you can ever, like, snap out of it. You know what I mean? It's kind of amazing.
Are you already storing up what could be memoir 2?
Yeah. I mean...
And will we get a mention?
Yes, of course. I mean,
Of course.
you're so amazing. Yes, of course.
I can't
I'm
wait
expecting a telly-series or a movie or
yeah,
something.
I want to see this movie.
It's going to happen. For details on how you can get a hold of Ione's memoir, you can head to our website, obviously. Just head to every bookstore, buy it, buy it, buy it. Would you please thank Ione Skye?
Oh, it's so good.
Back with more after this. Welcome back. You're not watching Loose Cam.
This is The Project, and it is also now time to welcome a British comedian who may look familiar, but also has a distinctive voice of his own.
I'm not sure about this moustache either, by the way. Get a lot of shit online for it. This guy messaged me the other day saying, you look like a fat, washed-up Jack Black. Jack Black's 20 years older than me. He's fat as well. These men on the train the other day, they were like, Pablo, sell us a gram. So I did.
He looks all right to us. Please welcome Richardson. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the country. Welcome to Australia.
Cheers for having me.
You've been here for the Comedy Festival, performing for a few weeks now.
Yeah.
How have you found it? You're having a good time?
I'm done. No,
it's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
I've done like 23 shows, and then I go to Sydney, Perth, Brisbane, Auckland, and then home.
Oh my gosh, so you've still
But
got
it's
quite
far.
a bit.
Yeah.
What were your expectations before you got here?
I didn't have any. I've never been here, but it's great. People are nice.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think you're quite. I think it's because your animals are so psychotic.
Yeah.
You've got
We've got killer sausage dogs roaming the wild.
No, you do. No, even in the airports, you're nice. In the UK, it's a bloodbath.
What makes us nice
It's like the
here?
purge. You're just more relaxed. I live in London, so it's constant sirens. It's non-stop.
But you could be smuggling who knows what, and we'll probably
Well, I
go, nah,
did.
you're through. But you have an apple in your pocket, we will kick you out.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like, have you been in a field recently?
It's a riddle.
Yeah.
Is there anything from our culture that you would like to take back with you?
The sun. I mean, you're not far off us. You drink
true.
as much as we do. But yeah, it's kind of not too far off UK.
Now, I heard you were terrified of sharks.
Yeah,
Coming here must not be a fun time for you.
It's awful.
Have you gone anywhere near water?
I've not had a shower. Yeah, no, I'm terrified of them.
Now, I don't want to say that your bathing habits have anything to do with your past.
Yeah.
But you did just admit to not having a shower, and there was a point where you may have gotten close to a very big gig in Harry Potter, but you lost out to Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, Daniel
Spoiler
Radcliffe
alert.
stole what was rightfully mine.
Any
he doesn't
hard
deserve
feelings?
it. Daniel, if you're watching, I'm coming for you. No, so was
it the moustache?
It's a lot of things. I think it was. Talent might have been one of them. But no, I did the Edinburgh Fringe in 2018, and you have to sort of have a story for your show. And I auditioned twice for Harry Potter, so I did get called back. And I was one-on-one with Christopher Columbus, the director. And at the time I said, he's not the first Christopher Columbus who discovered the wrong thing. But he gave it to Daniel Radcliffe, but I massively exaggerated for the sake of press. And now, ever since, whenever I do something like this, they say, well, you were nearly Harry Potter, so it's kind of come back to haunt me.
But how would
I did. I got called back, yeah.
And how would your life maybe have changed if you were indeed a boy wizard?
I would be dead with his money, and yeah, I think I had my 20s going, I can't afford to carry on, whatever, but he didn't. And so, yeah, I don't stop. So I think it would be awful. I'd like to do a reboot where it's Harry Potter, his late 30s. He's had his wand confiscated. And he's lost his job.
And he's started a career in stand-up comedy?
Well, no, he's just at home. Ginny's left him. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Cider.
Maybe something that he could do with his goblet of cider is watch Moose Cam. This is what we've been talking about today.
Have you seen
this?
Moose Cam?
It's
Did you
called
watch Moose Cam?
slow
Live
TV.
streaming.
And there's people, thousands and thousands and thousands of people around the world who are just watching this with the hope of seeing a moose.
This is the end of days, isn't it? Oh, my God.
Is there something right side?
So what's going on? We just wait.
I want someone to know where this camera is and just walk through dressed as Bigfoot. And there's still time.
Yeah.
What they could do is go on YouTube and Google moose, and then they'd find one quite quickly. Yeah.
So do you think it has legs or no?
No, I don't get that at all. Well, David Attenborough, he's got loads of moose stuff. Go watch that.
Something that does have legs is your Stay Toxic
Thanks.
gear as well, where you go around and you're like, guys, there's actually maybe a little bit too much positivity in the world, maybe too much wholesomeness, maybe too much Moose Cam.
Yeah.
What's your advice to stay toxic?
It's getting harder and harder. I mean, even out here, your cigarettes are like $70. I had to remortgage my mother-in-law's house to buy a pack of fags. So it's getting harder. I think just sort of, I don't know, just keep going out, making a fool of yourself, and try and feel as little shame as possible. Basically be a psychopath. That's it.
They're words to live by. And tickets to Red Richardson's show are available now as well. Head to the website for details. Stay toxic. Please thank Red Richardson.